Good afternoon. This is Jeremy Whan, principal here at Scotch Elementary School, coming to you with my third podcast in series on school finance. And today I'm here to answer some questions from parents. The first question is from Randy Dufresne, and he asks, what are the structural changes the West Bloomfield School District are making to resolve the budget crisis? Well, over the past 5 to 6 years, our school district has cut over $16 million. All of those cuts that we've made administratively have been targeted to not cut the classroom, to keep the teacher in front of the students and not to affect that class size. Unfortunately, with the last $4 million of the cuts that the state has now asked us to cut, now 5 months into our fiscal year, we will have to make adjustments to our classrooms. The teacher to student ratio will swell, and other types of things will happen because of those cuts that the state is asking us to make. Some of the other things that we've done, besides the $20 million of the cuts that we've been forced to make now, is 4 out of our 5 unions have taken major concessions, 10% pay cuts, and they also are contributing to their health plans. Central office is also doing the same, and the building level principals and assistant principals are looking at the third year pay freeze or reductions, and we are also contributing to our health care plans. As far as our teachers, last year they took what was called a step freeze and a wage freeze. That was equivalent to $1.5 million in savings for our school district. So as you can see, many concessions have been made by all the groups in our district to help balance the budget. Unfortunately, it has not been enough. The teachers union is negotiating as we speak, and I'm unable to speak on those discussions, but that'll be information that'll be forthcoming in the spring and going into the next school year. As far as other types of things that I'd like to know, he asked about what can we do about the health care plans and also the pension plans that are in place here in the school district. As I just mentioned, as far as health care goes, we're able to do a couple of things. We can negotiate. It is competitive. And as you've heard, our groups are now taking concessions and making contributions to their plans. As far as the pension goes, it's a legislative process. I'll let you know that it is on the radar screen of the legislators to modify or reform the pension system here in Michigan. However, it is not up to local control. The school board, the superintendent, or myself have no ability to change that because of the laws that are in place. The next question comes from John Perryman, and he asks, I guess what I'm looking for is what is the district doing to combat the financial issue? The S.O.S campaign is a short-term solution, and the district can't ask parents to continue giving year after year. And I would agree with you. The S.O.S campaign is a short-term commitment. It's definitely something that we're looking at to help offset the large cuts that we may have to do. Any dollar that we're able to raise will help us to not have to make that cut in the spring. I kind of look at it like this in parallel. I have a friend who had breast cancer, and I've helped to contribute towards the R&D or the research and development on trying to help solve the seriousness and help solve cancer, as many of you have done. Schools are kind of the same. It's a parallel in that we're not going to, through the S.O.S campaign, solve all the problems of the school budget issues that the state has forced us into. But it will help offset some of those things. It will help us towards not having to make major cuts here and helping us solve parts of the problem. No matter what we do, we will see class size swell. But it's very important for you to understand that your contributions are very, very helpful. Also, with the S.O.S campaign, we are looking at a 2 to 3 year projection for that because the state next year is looking at making us take the same types of cuts that we're taking this year. So that would take us now not just $4 million into deficit, potentially up to $10 million in deficit. And by law, we're unable to run in deficit, which means we have to make major structural cuts to what we're able to do for you as parents and students, both structurally in the classroom and also outside of the classroom as far as athletics and transportation. Next question comes from Clements, and she asks, how will the S.O.S campaign dollars be used? First of all the S.O.S campaign dollars that are raised is under the discretion and liberty of the foundation. The school board will be writing a recommendation to the foundation as to how they would like to use the money, and then the foundation will deliver that money as a donation, which they're legally able to do. But what we're not able to do as a school district is go to the taxpayers and ask you to support a millage that would help fund our schools. We can't do that, but we can use the S.O.S campaign dollars as a contribution from a tax-deductible entity, and they can make a donation to our district to help offset some problems. I know it sounds convoluted, but that's the structure that's in place at the state level. And that's another reason why, as parents, I've asked you, if you can't contribute to the S.O.S campaign, that you're looking at how do you help politically and how do you get your voice out there to help restructure how proposal is funded. The last question is I want to comes from many parents, and it says, I want to donate, but I want the dollars to go to Scotch. How can I make sure this happens instead of giving the money to the foundation? What I would suggest to you is that you look at this campaign as an opportunity for us to become more district-centric versus Scotch-centric. You've been amazing over the last few years and really have contributed to the vision that we've cast as far as technology in this building and helping our school become more 21st century oriented. At this time, no matter how many smart boards I buy or how many Mac computers I buy and the infrastructure that I put in place, if I don't have teachers to run that equipment, it really doesn't matter. We will have our time in the fall to have our own school campaign that will help support some great things that we do at Scotch. But right now, we're really looking at trying to offset those major cuts that the state has asked us to take. I hope this has answered your questions. Hopefully it's helpful. If I don't see you before vacation, I hope you have a wonderful holiday vacation and a prosperous new year. And together, hopefully, we can help resolve some of these issues that the state has put on us. And if we get active as parents, politically active at the state level, hopefully we can get Proposal A to be restructured so we don't have these financial issues to deal with in the future. Thank you for all your support. I hope you go to the WBEF.org Foundation, and if you're able to make a contribution, please do. If not, please get involved politically and help us to fight this fight up in Lansing. Thank you, and have a great day.